All right, welcome to In the Paint, everybody. Altitude Sports Radio. I'm your host, Dan Tanner, reacting to Nuggets and Pacers. There's about a minute 40 left here to go in the fourth quarter. The Nuggets have a 133-118 lead over the Indiana Pacers. Jamal Murray, everybody, put on a freaking masterclass tonight in Indiana. 52 points for Jamal Murray. We didn't even know if he was going to play in tonight's game because he twisted his ankle a couple of nights ago against the Dallas Mavericks. He was really a game time decision going into this game tonight, and he's got 52 points. He's on the bench now, so that's where his night will end. Wow. Just unbelievable performance from Jamal Murray. Let's just take a look at the numbers that Jamal Murray put up tonight. It was an absolutely incredible performance from the Blue Arrow. He played 36 minutes, 52 points on 19 of 25 shooting. He missed 6 shots, 10 for 11 from 3. That's a career record, career high for Jamal Murray in 3-point makes. 10 for 11. Second time a Nuggets player's done that this year. Aaron Gordon, if you remember, in the season opener against the Golden State Warriors, also went 10 of 11 from 3, and we saw Jamal Murray do it tonight. He had 6 rebounds, 4 assists, just 1 turnover, and was a plus 23 on the night. This thing just went final. The Nuggets get the 135-120 victory over the Indiana Pacers. Wow, what a performance from the Nuggets tonight, and specifically Jamal Murray. Nikola Jokic had a good game. Scott was saying on the broadcast he thought he might have been a little sick. There was a moment in the first quarter with about 4 minutes to go. Joker actually asked to come out of the game and ran down the tunnel. I mean, we have no idea what it is. He ended up playing the rest of the game, so nothing too serious. Shoot, for all we know, he could have had to just go to the restroom. I mean, I have no idea. But wow, that was an incredible performance from Jamal Murray and the Denver Nuggets. 8-game road win streak. So the Nuggets are currently on a 4-game home losing streak, but they're on an 8-game road winning streak. I never expected to see anything quite like this with this team being so damn good on the road and struggling at home, where historically they have been dominant at Ball Arena over the years. But what a performance from the Nuggets tonight. Great bounce back win. That Mavs game, I think, left a bad taste in a lot of Nuggets fans' mouths. So this was a really good bounce back win for the Nuggets tonight. 41 points they gave up in that fourth quarter to Indiana, but this thing was basically over. And the Nuggets did what they should have done tonight. The Pacers are absolute dog crap this season. I know they've got a ton of injuries. Tyrese Halliburton is probably going to miss the entire year. I mean, this was a team that made it to the NBA Finals last year and took the Oklahoma City Thunder to a Game 7, but they are just littered with injuries. Obi Toppin is out as well. But they do have some good players. Like, Benedict Mathurin he's that guy can play. He's really good. Andrew Nembhard, the brother of Aaron Nembhard, who just crushed the Nuggets the other night when the Dallas Mavericks came to town. Yeah, they were able to hold this Nembhard in check, much more than his younger brother. 16 points for Andrew Nembhard tonight on 5 of 11 shooting. Pascal Siakam, I mean, he's an all-star caliber player, so it is a little surprising to see the Pacers doing this bad. They're 4-18 now on the season. And again, I know they have a lot of injuries, but wow, this team, they've still got some players. So I can't believe they've only won 4 games. How about TJ McConnell? Boy, was that fun seeing him go back and forth. Actually, let's hear from Jamal here real quick.
Struggling at home. So I think this is a great time for us to bring the energy and kind of regroup. All right, good to see you, bro. Just bring the energy on the road because we need it. We can't be flat and stuff and rely on the home crowd to get us going and all that. So teams are coming to our house and playing really hard, and we're trying to match the energy when we go to other places.
Appreciate the time all. Thank you.
Okay, caught the very end there of Jamal Murray. Yeah, he just mentioned it. Teams are going into Denver, and they're playing the Nuggets really hard at home, and they're trying to match that energy when they go out on the road. George Karl used to say way back in the day, like the goal for the Nuggets is you don't lose at home. And if you can win the majority of your home games, you just need to go 500 on the road. And if you can do that, if you can win, 90% of your home games and 50% of your road games, you're going to be a playoff team. Well, the Nuggets right now they're 6-4 at home. I don't want to make it seem like they've just been absolutely awful at home. They started off 6-0 at home, but they've lost 4 straight. But they're now 8-2 on the road, or 8-game road winning streak. I believe they're improved to 9-2. 9-2 on the road to start the season. They improve to 15-6. So, wow. Jamal playing through his ankle injury. I mean, you tell me, everybody. Did it look like Jamal was playing with a bum ankle? It sure looked like he was okay to me. Now, he didn't drive to the rim as much as he normally would. So that was the only thing that I saw that really could have been, like a sign that his ankle was a little hurt, but that was about it. I mean, Jamal was absolutely fantastic tonight. That was a great performance. Okay, the game itself. I thought Murray looked good kind of out of the gate. I mean, he had 10 points in the first quarter. Looked fine. He was the only starter that played the entire first quarter, which I thought was interesting. I would have thought that Adelman would have sort of slow walked him in and out of this basketball game, but that's just not the case. He played the entire first quarter. The Nuggets got out to they went on a 12-0 run there in the first quarter. That put them up 26-17. They led 33-28 after the first. And like I said, Jamal Murray played that entire first quarter, and he looked fabulous out there. The first quarter was good. The second quarter was very interesting because that's when everything just fell apart for the Nuggets a couple of nights ago against the Dallas Mavericks. And to the first minute or two of the second quarter, it almost felt like things were crumbling a little bit. But then Jamal comes back in and he just stopped the bleeding. And the Nuggets ended up, going on a 14-0, 16-0 run to put them up by 19 points there in the second quarter. At that point, in the first half, Jamal was 9 of 11 shooting, 5 of 6 from 3, and had 23 points at halftime. So he actually scored more points in the second half than he did the first half, where he shot 9 of 11 from the field and 5 of 6 from 3. That was fantastic to see. So the other thing that I thought the Nuggets did a much better job of tonight was they played really good defensively in the first half. They got pretty sloppy there in the fourth quarter. That's something that's a little worrisome. That's starting to become a trend. They really have been struggling defensively in fourth quarters of games. But I thought in the first half, they were excellent defensively. They were clogging up the painted area, and the Pacers were having a really difficult time scoring in the paint. In fact, they only gave up 18 points in the paint in the first half. The Nuggets outscored the Pacers 30-18 in the painted area in the first half of this game. And then start of the third quarter, Jamal just comes out right away, drills a wide open 3. I couldn't believe that the Pacers were just leaving him as open as he was. But I was getting into, there was a fun kind of little battle going between Jamal Murray and TJ McConnell. Boy, is that guy a pest. The Pacers started full court pressuring the Nuggets, and I think it did affect them a little bit. But Jamal is so good in those situations. He thrives off of that kind of stuff. There was a back and forth going on between him and TJ McConnell, and Jamal is just, it's kind of a workout getting the ball past the half court line. But once he did, Jamal's doing step back threes and draining them. And he's just kind of smiling in the face of TJ McConnell. And you could just tell Jamal Murray's competitive nature really took over once that started happening. That was so fun to see. We saw Jamal and Devin Vassell about a week ago against the Spurs. They kind of had a back and forth like that. Now, TJ McConnell wasn't drilling threes like Devin Vassell was for the Spurs 5 or 6 days ago. But Jamal, and Scott's always said this, he's so right. He's a rare breed where if you piss him off, he gets better. Like a lot of guys in professional sports, when they get angry, their play tends to decline. That's not the case with Jamal Murray. If you're getting in his face, if you're getting up in his chili, if you're pissing him off, he gets better. And that's kind of what I saw with the back and forth between him and TJ McConnell tonight. Excellent, excellent stuff from the Nuggets. That was a fun game to watch. Joker, like I said, just felt a little off tonight. In the fourth quarter, he was sitting on the bench with his hood on. He normally doesn't do stuff like that, legs crossed. He just looked a little out of it. I just wonder if he's got like a little cold or something. Left a little early in the first. He went out at the 4-minute mark in the first quarter. And initially I was like, oh, this is new. Adelman's trying something, a little different, because we've seen a couple times this year, David Adelman has taken Joker out at the 3-minute mark of the first quarter. He's kind of just experimenting with when he pulls Nikola Jokic off the court. And then he plays a little bit earlier in the second quarter than he normally would, because it's either that or he's playing the entire first quarter. Well, tonight he came out about the 4-minute mark of that first quarter, and I just thought it was Adelman trying something new, which honestly I'm kind of a fan of, by the way. I like giving Joker a good 4-minute breather at the end of the first quarter. Let Valanciunas take you to like the 9-minute mark of the second quarter, and then have Jokic finish out the quarter. I like that Adelman's been doing that this year. I just think it helps keep Nikola Jokic a little bit more fresh, especially later on in games. But that was something new. So I was just curious if that was because Joker asked to come out of the game. Like, this wasn't a Adelman just told him you're out. So I've got to wonder if there's a little bit of a sickness or an illness going on there. And then, like I said, he had the hood on in the fourth quarter when he was on the bench, did come back into the game and played pretty well. So whatever sickness is ailing him, if there is any, didn't seem to affect him a whole lot. Another one of my favorite things about tonight's game, the Nuggets only had 10 turnovers in this basketball game. That's really good for this team. I want to say they average close to like 17 or 18 a game. So 10 turnovers for this team is absolutely outstanding. The Pacers only had 12. Weren't a lot of fast break turnovers in tonight's game. A lot of fouls, especially in the fourth quarter. In fact, how many free throws were there tonight? Nuggets were 20 of 26 from the free throw line, 77%, not bad. And the Pacers were 23 of 29, 79%. So really, the painted area and Jamal Murray going nuclear is what won the Nuggets this game. And I would say their first half defense. I mean, they only gave up 28 points in the first and 20 in the second. They gave up 48 points at halftime. It was 72-48 at the half. And then they lose the third quarter by 1. They get outscored 31-30. And they lose the fourth quarter 41-33. Like I said earlier, that is kind of the concern right now with this team, is their defense just seems to really go downhill late in games. And you got to wonder if that has a lot to do with like Aaron Gordon and Christian Brown not being in there, and they're playing their reserves bigger minutes, all that kind of stuff. Peyton Watson's playing bigger minutes. Everybody's playing bigger minutes. But nonetheless, I mean, they get the win. Jamal was awesome. That was his, like I said, the most threes in a game of his career. I believe it was the third time he's gotten to 50 points. Almost got to his career high, 55, which he set last year. 52 tonight for Jamal. Really, really impressive. In a game where we didn't know if he was going to even play tonight. Shoot, we didn't even know if he was going to travel on this 4-game road trip, let alone start in tonight's game and drop a 52 burger on the Pacers. But this is where Jamal Murray, like, I've said this in the past, and it's true. Like, Joker he's never had an all-star teammate officially, but the guy's had an all-star teammate. His name's Jamal Murray. He's an all-star caliber player. I don't care that he's never made an all-star team. There is no doubt in my mind that Jamal Murray is an all-star caliber player. I mean, look at the year they won the championship. Jamal played like a top 15 player in the NBA during that playoff run. And we've seen stretches where Jamal looks like one of the best point guards in the entire NBA. I mean, he is a star. There's no doubt about that. Jamal's problem over the course of his career has, one, been injury, and two, just consistency. Like, he'll have games like this tonight, and then he'll have a game where he scores 14 points on 5 of 17 shooting. That's Jamal's biggest problem. So can Jamal Murray string together a stretch of games where he, I'm not saying he's going to go out and get 50 every night, obviously, but can he string together a stretch of games where he's getting 25 to 30 points a night over the next couple of weeks? Boy, wouldn't that be nice? Especially while Aaron Gordon and Christian Brown and Julian Strawther are all out for the foreseeable future. Yeah. That's kind of the next step, I think, for Jamal Murray in his evolution as a basketball player. Can he string together performances like this on a consistent basis? That's the thing that's been missing from him throughout the course of his career. But we've seen this enough now to know that these aren't like fluke games from Jamal. This is who this guy is or can be. We saw it in the bubble. That was the first time we really kind of saw this version of Jamal Murray, where it's like, oh, wow, okay, like he can score 50 and make it look relatively easy. Okay. And then again, we saw it in the 2023 playoff run after he fully recovered from his ACL tear. And you're like, okay, so the bubble wasn't just like a fluke. This is real. And now we've seen it over the course of the last couple of years that yes, indeed he can do this. Again, he's just got to get more consistent in his production. I mean, Jamal he's a guy that could average 30 points a night. If he could just get his consistency up, he could average 30 points a game. There's no doubt in my mind. Now, I don't think he needs to because this team is so deep, but it's good to know that it's in the bag when they need it. And tonight they needed it. Joker didn't seem like he was feeling all that well. Cam Johnson kind of just had a whatever game tonight. Wasn't really even all that noticeable, quite honestly, was Cam Johnson. I hate to say that, but I mean, 34 minutes for Cam, 9 points, 3 of 7 shooting from the field. He was 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. Not bad. Plus 16. 4 rebounds, 4 assists, a turnover, and a steal. Spencer Jones, by the way, he left the game with, I think it was left knee soreness. You could tell this was a very physical game tonight, just all the way around, especially for Spencer Jones. He did not return. He only played 17 minutes tonight. So there's another Nuggets player that had to leave due to injury. It's like, my goodness. I will say, I said this when Aaron Gordon and Christian Brown went out initially. Like, the injury bug is hitting the Nuggets hard right now. But if you look at it the positive way, at least it's happening in, late November, early December, and not March, I guess. So hopefully they can get this team back and healthy by the latest, the All-Star break. I know that seems like a million miles away, but heck, I would even say, middle to end of January. Hopefully this team can start to get healthy. And hopefully Jamal's able to finish out this road trip and play great like he did tonight. Peyton Watson's been awesome in the starting role. I mean, he's really stepped up. He's got that corner 3 locked down. He's shooting like 55% on that shot, by the way. 55%. Peyton Watson shooting on those corner 3s. I mean, that's a deadly, deadly shot for Peyton Watson that teams have to defend now. Defensively is what's really going to, or could possibly be, the Nuggets' Achilles heel this year. That's where it could, that's where they've got to really clamp things down. And I think they can, because like I've talked about before, the first 3 weeks of the season, they were the number one rated defensive team in the NBA when healthy. With Aaron Gordon and Christian Brown, they were the number one defensive rated team in the league. Obviously, their defense has taken a huge drop off with those two guys out. But if this team is right and healthy with all their guys, they have shown the ability to be one of the best defensive teams in the league. Really liked what I saw from Jonas Valanciunas in his 11 minutes tonight. I thought he was great. Boy, isn't it nice having a backup big be able to come in when Nikola Jokic is not on the floor and produce. I mean, he scored 9 points in 11 minutes, 3 of 5 shooting. Got to the line 4 times, hit 3. Also pulled down 3 rebounds. I really like Jonas Valanciunas. That was a fantastic signing over the offseason. That guy can play. And he's just a massive dude. I mean, he played bully ball several times tonight. Just bullying dudes down low in the post and getting to a spot and easy hook shot, bam, 2 points. Bruce Brown, I thought he had a great game tonight. He shot 6 of 7 from the field, 14 points. He was going at it with TJ McConnell a little bit too. Boy, that play with TJ McConnell and Bruce Brown, where they, I guess you could call it running into each other. That was absolutely TJ McConnell trying to bait Bruce Brown into a foul. I mean, he's literally sprinting at him, and Bruce just gives him a little shove with the elbow, like in the chest. And TJ McConnell was like, he couldn't believe that they called the foul on him. Boy, TJ McConnell is one of those guys that you cannot stand when he's on the opponent's team, but when he's on your team, you love him. I'm sure if he was a Denver Nugget, we would all love TJ McConnell. He had a good run in the playoffs for the Pacers last year. But this is a really good get-right game for the Denver Nuggets, and we'll see if they can carry this momentum for the remainder of this 4-game road trip. I know I talked about this on the show the other night, but it's a weird 4-game road trip for the Nuggets because they're actually going to be, so they'll be on the road in Atlanta on Friday playing the Hawks, and then they'll be in Charlotte to play the Hornets on Sunday. Then they have 3 days off. So they're actually going to come back to Denver and hang out for a couple of days and then fly to Sacramento. I mean, it makes sense. Why would you fly from Charlotte to Sacramento and hang out for 3 days? I totally get it, and that's what they should be doing. So they're going to fly from Charlotte back to Denver, hang out for a couple of days, and then go to Sacramento. And then they've got a 4-game homestand. So I think I said this after they lost to the Mavs on Monday. This is a really good 8-game stretch for Denver to rack up some wins here. Just beat the Pacers tonight. They stink. Okay? There's one. Hawks are not very good this year either. Very winnable game. The Hornets have stunk forever. The Kings are bad. Two tough games against the Rockets, but both at home. I don't know. Maybe that's not a good thing. But then you've got Houston at home, Orlando at home, then Houston again, and then they finish out their 4-game homestand against the Utah Jazz, who are also still bad. Excellent, excellent win for the Nuggets tonight. Jamal Murray goes for 52 points on 19 of 25 shooting. All right, would like to get to some of your comments here real quick. Kev says, what an amazing win. Absolutely. Jamal was on fire. Boy, is there, I gotta tread lightly when I say this, because watching Nikola Jokic go to work is so fun to watch. But I almost want to say, like, is there anything more fun to watch during a Denver Nuggets basketball game than when Jamal Murray did what he did tonight, when he's just on fire? I don't know. It's pretty fun. I mean, that was a blast to watch. It was one of those nights where every shot Jamal took, I'm like, this is going in. And 19 of 25 of them did. Golly, how many times did Jamal get to the free throw line tonight? I need to look at that. Because it seems like in all of these 50-point games he's had, like they are true, legit 50-point games. It's not Shai Gilgeous-Alexander getting to the free throw line 25 times. Jamal had, let's see here. He had 5 free throws. So he got 4 of his 52 points from the free throw line. So 48 of his 52 were all legit, just getting buckets. Great to see. All right, let's get to some more of your comments here before we get out of here. Everybody's loving Jamal. Yep. Jason Murray. 50 piece for Jamal. LFG Nuggets. Best 50 this year by a Nuggets player. Yeah. I mean, the AG 50 was cool too. That was just cool because it was in the season opener. And he hit 10 of 11 threes, which Jamal hitting 10 of 11 is awesome in its own right. But for Aaron Gordon to have done that, especially in Golden State in the season opener, that was definitely more surprising. I'll tell you that. How was Jamal's ankle tonight? Well, you guys tell me. It looked fine from where I was watching the game. Like I said, there was a couple of moments where it seemed like when Jamal had the ball, there were a couple of chances for him to drive the lane and get to the rim. And he normally would do that, but he just kind of held up and took an outside shot. That was the only thing that I could really tell was any sort of different in Jamal Murray's game tonight. Other than that, it didn't even look like the ankle bothered him one bit. So that's good news, because I'm shocked by how little it looked like it was affecting him, because when he was trying to come back against the Mavs on Monday, man, did he look like he was in a lot of discomfort. I mean, they must have taped that thing up like crazy tonight, by the way. But I'm not only shocked that he was able to play tonight, I'm shocked how well he was able to play tonight. I mean, that was fantastic. Dante says Jokic's arms look like they played the Velociraptors tonight. Seriously, like Joker's arms they always get scratched up like that, but tonight was like, holy cow. And you could even see Joker was like rubbing the back of his triceps. I mean, he was just getting mauled tonight. It looked worse than ever. Let's see. Matthew asks, is Jamal playing good enough to make an all-star game this year, an all-star team this year? Well, I mean, he's averaging career highs in just about everything. So if he was ever going to do it, this would be the year. The problem, as always, is, look, the reason I don't necessarily like the Joker's never played with an all-star teammate thing is, I mean, it's true. Technically, it's true. But the all-star voting is so stupid. It's just a popularity contest. I will never forget a couple of years ago when they had I'm just very anti all-star game in general. I think all-star games are stupid because nobody tries. Except the Four Nations in the NHL last year was awesome because it was based on countries and guys cared and they were trying. So it was like real hockey. They're trying that in the NBA this year. They're doing USA versus the world. So hopefully that spices it up a bit. I mean, that'd be fun. Boy, the world could have a Jamal Murray, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander backcourt duo possibly. But the reason I don't like the all-star comparison is because it really is just it's a popularity contest. A lot of it is, I mean, LeBron's probably going to make the all-star team this year in votes. He's probably going to make the all-star team this year. Barely even played. By the way, have you seen LeBron play lately? He looks like he's 42 years old. It's finally looking like his age has caught up with him. And then, a couple years ago when it was like Team LeBron and Team KD, I think it was, they did a draft for who goes on what team. Joker was like the second to last pick. It's like he's the best player on the planet. So I don't know. That's another reason why I hate the All-Star game so much in every sport, by the way. I love the NFL. Always have, always will. I'm not joking. I have watched less than 5 minutes of a Pro Bowl game in my entire life because guys aren't trying. But to answer your question, yeah, if Jamal was ever going to make an All-Star team, I mean, this is the best chance he'll have. I don't like it when my guys make All-Star teams because then that's taking away from possible rest that they could have to finish out the season, by the way. So I'm totally fine if Jamal Murray doesn't make the All-Star team this year. In fact, I would prefer that. I would prefer that Nikola Jokic doesn't make the All-Star team this year, but that's not going to happen. Kev says, except for the fact that Joker might play for Serbia instead of the USA. Might? Well, he's definitely not playing for USA. He'll play for Team World. No doubt about it. All right, just a couple more housekeeping notes here. The Giannis stuff is really interesting. So earlier today, now apparently Giannis asked to be traded before the season and said, like, I'm going to finish out this year with the Bucks and then I want to go to the Knicks. I want to go to the Knicks. All this news just kind of came out today, so it made a lot of headlines. So I want to play this for you first. First, the report was he'll only play for the Knicks, which is not true. Apparently, according to Shams, he's open to playing for other teams other than the New York Knicks. So let me play this clip here from Shams real quick.
The New York Knicks emerged as the one team that he was open to being traded to, that he desired outside of Milwaukee. There was a 2-week exclusive negotiating window. No deal occurred. And if this does end up going down that path where a trade is explored in season, it's going to be well beyond just the Knicks, from my understanding. The New York.
Okay, so Shams is saying it's not just the Knicks. It could be other teams. And of course, we had the fun conversation on our show today, PhD on Altitude Sports Radio 92.5. Should the Nuggets at least effort to get Giannis? I would love to get your thoughts in the comment section. Like, who would you be willing to give up to get Giannis? A lot of people are like, they don't have enough assets to get Giannis. Oh, yes, they do. They absolutely do. It's just you're going to have to part with a couple of guys that you're not going to want to have to depart with. Probably mainly a guy that just dropped 52 on the Pacers tonight. Okay, so Shams is saying, no. It can be other teams. Windhorse is reporting he asked for a trade. Shams is reporting it. Everybody's reporting it. Well, let's go to the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks, Doc Rivers. From today. This is where the story gets even wilder. That's not what Doc Rivers is saying. Take a listen to Doc Rivers here.
So here we go again. There's been no conversations. I want to make it clear just I would say one more time, but for the 50th time, it clearly is not getting to one network for sure. Giannis has never asked to be traded. Ever. I can't make that more clear.
Okay. What is going on? This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like, I have no idea. Is Windhorse and Shams getting bad information? Is Giannis just, maybe he's never asked Doc Rivers for a trade. But has he asked the Bucks GM or the Bucks ownership? Like, who knows? This is I can't wait to see how this story plays out, because this is absolutely wild. And then the last thing around the league, well, the Chris Paul stuff too. Gets cut from the Clippers last night. They sent him home. They said he was clashing with teammates and the front office, and him and Ty Lue hadn't spoken in weeks. And then the last thing that I saw today. This is the one I'm a little bit more interested in, because I don't think this player would cost nearly as much as it would to sign Giannis. Brett Siegel, who's a national NBA insider and reporter for Clutch Points, is reporting that the New Orleans Pelicans are making Zion Williamson available in trade talks and will accept the first decent, reasonable offer made for him. He goes on to say, one league source expressed a belief to Clutch Points that the first decent, reasonable offer made for Zion will be acceptable. The same source noted that the haggling with Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver would be minimal at this point, so long as there is some tangible return. However, the path to a deal likely requires the Pelicans to sweeten the pot with their most coveted role players. That will take some finesse, and it seems everyone is being cautious about a very hard to calculate gamble. The question is no longer if the Zion era ends, it's when and how much it costs New Orleans to break free. This has been a wild day for NBA news. Good for us. Lots of stuff to talk about. So yeah, I'm just curious your thoughts. Let me just say this. I am not in favor of breaking up the Nikola Jokic-Jamal Murray duo whatsoever. Okay? I mean, it would have to be like an elite young talent in order for me to be okay with that sort of scenario where Jamal Murray is no longer a part of the Nuggets. The really tough one, and this is going to be hard to hear, Nuggets fans, because we all have an emotional attachment to this man. But the really tough one to hear would be, especially the Zion stuff, would the Nuggets consider getting rid of Aaron Gordon? I said it was going to be tough to hear. We all love Aaron Gordon. I love AG just as much as anybody. But that would be the one that would at least make more sense as far as a potential trade for Zion Williamson, because they're similar players, play similar roles. Zion's had a lot of injuries in his career. I don't like that. But boy, when that guy's healthy, oh my goodness. Can you imagine Nikola Jokic throwing lobs to Zion? That would be incredible. And Aaron Gordon has been relatively healthy for his entire career until about the last year or so. He's had a lot of nagging injuries. So I don't know. That's the one that kind of garners my interest a little bit more, is potentially Zion Williamson being added to the Denver Nuggets if he's available. The main reason being, Giannis is a better player than Zion. There's no doubt about that. But it would be a hell of a lot cheaper. You know who I can see kind of being the dark horse team for Giannis is, and I hate saying this, but the team that has the most assets in the NBA just so happens to be the team that are the defending NBA champion, Oklahoma City Thunder. I could see them trading away a couple of their 19 first-round picks they have over the last couple of years. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you guys think the Nuggets need to make a move like that? Because I will say they're struggling on defense. And Giannis is an upgrade defensively. The Nuggets would be better defensively with Giannis on this team. There's no doubt about it. He's excellent rim protector, can rebound. And it would be fascinating to see how that would work with Nikola Jokic. Look, the likelihood of the Nuggets trading for Giannis Antetokounmpo is, I would say, less than 1%. So these are obviously just hypotheticals. But I do think the one that's actually like maybe a little bit more realistic would be the Zion trade. Let's get D-Mac here. I want to get his thoughts. Hey, D.
You know, I probably don't need to wear this hat because I'm inside, but feels appropriate. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
What's going on? Jamal Murray's pretty good at basketball, huh?
Dude. So did it look like he had any limitations with the ankle injury?
What was that all about? What was going on?
I don't know. Like,
right.
he looks fine to me.
Yeah, no, I'm wondering like why he didn't come back in the last game. Listen, I'm happy for it. That was awesome. I mean, he was just awesome. He was awesome. And post game with Katie, he was like, I was feeling it beforehand. I'm like, oh, okay.
Like before the game?
That's what he said. He said in his warm up, he was feeling it. He was just feeling it. I mean, he was awesome, man. That was incredible.
It was incredible.
You know, one away from a Nuggets club record with threes. You know.
Yeah, well, that was a career high for him.
Yeah, he needed one more to catch J.R. Smith. But that was incredible. And but you know what? They still made it a little bit interesting, Dan, didn't they? A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they gave up 41 points in the fourth quarter. Like that was the thing I was talking about earlier, which was the bummer. Is this is sort of started to become a trend where they either just get really tired defensively or what it is, but they're struggling to keep their defense together in the fourth quarter. I thought their defense in the first half was excellent. Like they only gave up 18 points in the paint, and they gave up 48 points total in the first half. Like they're shrinking into the lane. They just basically denied getting to the rim in the first half, and then second half, whatever it was, if they were getting tired, I don't really know, but
I don't know either.
That was gave up one concerning thing.
They gave up 72 points in the second half. I mean, I'm happy with it. Don't get me wrong, but Indiana sucks. You know, so I don't know, man. What was the largest lead? Was it 28? Something like that?
Well, they were up 72-48 at halftime.
29. The largest lead was 29. The largest lead was 29, and it was at least sort of interesting down to the last 2 minutes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy with the win and all, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It almost feels like a couple of the Broncos wins this year against crap teams. Like I'll equate it to. It felt like almost like the. Well, I don't know. It just felt like the Jets or the Raiders game. Like, yeah, they got the win, but it just against a really bad team. Now, really bad team. But yeah, like I mean, shoot, they've won 8 games in a row on the road too, D-Mac. Like that's pretty good.
By the way, can we be done playing against guys named Nebhard?
Nebhard. Those are the only 2 Nemhards in the league. So, well, they do play the Mavs again, so that you'll see the younger brother again.
I don't want to see enough Nemhards.
They're done with Andrew. They're done with Andrew in the Pacers.
Done with Andrew?
They're done with Andrew. They played the Pacers twice this year.
Good to see Jay Huff getting some run. Remember when Jay Huff could not get off the bench except for garbage time for the Nuggets?
Yeah.
And now he's starting for Indiana.
Well, yeah, I remember a couple years ago he left and went to I think it was Charlotte.
He was kind of good.
We talked about it on our show. Like,
yeah,
we're sitting him like dunking the ball out of the gym. He's hitting threes, and I remember you specifically were like, Scott, why did they let this guy go? Like, seems like he could have been a pretty good backup center. Seems like he's better than DeAndre Jordan could be.
No, nobody did warm up dunks better than Jay Huff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'm fine with it. They won. They won 8 in a row on the road. I mean, it's very confusing. It's very confusing.
Yeah, and Scott was saying on the broadcast tonight, he was wondering if Joker might be a little sick because I don't know if you saw this, D-Mac, but in the first quarter, with about 4 minutes to go, Joker asked to come out of the game.
Yeah,
and then he walked down the tunnel. Now,
he
could have just had to go to the bathroom for all we know. I mean, I don't know. And he did return, and I thought he played pretty well. So That was a little weird. And then in the fourth quarter, he was sitting on the bench with his hood on, which
Yeah,
he
you might
normally
be
doesn't
right.
do that.
Well,
So
I'll tell you,
Scott was
Bruce.
saying, like, I wonder if he's sick.
Well, I think that's a nice, some logical deduction by Scott, because Bruce Brown was definitely sick. Bruce Brown got sent home.
Oh, that's
and,
right.
And then he came back, so they must have said, "No, we need you, Bruce."
That's right. I forgot
that?
Bruce Brown
Yeah,
was sick. Maybe he gave Joker his illness.
maybe.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, he was like really, really sick. He sounded terrible, but he played anyways. I don't know. Nathan McKinnon's sick. Maybe
Some bugs going through Ball Arena right now, apparently.
Something's going on.
Hey, I was just
yeah.
talking about this before you came on. I want to get your thoughts on this. Okay, so we talked about the Giannis stuff today, right? Which, by the way, Doc Rivers today,
Yeah.
he said that Giannis has literally never asked for a trade. So I'm like, what is going on here?
All right.
A lot of people are like, well, maybe you didn't ask you, Doc. You might have asked the GM
exactly.
or the owner.
Exactly.
Because Shams is reporting that the teams that Giannis would accept going to is well beyond the New York Knicks. We heard earlier today, it was just the Knicks.
Yeah, that's good to know.
So it's like, okay, this is weird. And then I sent this to you guys too. This came out today. Boy, there is some crazy stuff going on in the NBA today.
Yeah.
The Pelicans want to get rid of Zion Williamson.
I saw that. I have no interest in him whatsoever.
And listen to this. They will accept the first decent, reasonable offer.
I get it. Well, here's what's wild. 20 games in, because most of the teams are 20, 21 games in now, right?
Yeah.
Teams absolutely know where they are. They just know. They and the teams that are garbage, and I'll look it up real quick where the Pelicans are. I'm gonna guess they're garbage.
Oh, they stink. They stink.
They are Pelicans. Yeah, they're the worst team in the NBA. They're 3-19. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Washington's no, they're worse. Washington's 3-17, so percentage-wise, they are worse.
But they're the worst team in the West.
The Pelicans are the worst team in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, by a few percentage points better than Indiana and Washington. So I guess that makes sense, Dan, right? Like the season's over. Like the Pelican season is over. Okay, fun year, huh?
So you have no interest in Zion? Like none?
No, for what?
Well,
all right. I mean, I'll give you Zeke Naji for Zion, and Zion can come off the bench, and hopefully not straight to the buffet.
What about like Zeke and Julian Strawther?
No, I wouldn't do.
Really?
Strawther.
Oh, I would do that.
Nah.
Yeah.
No.
I would.
For what does he give you though? He's a power four. Like,
well, yeah, I mean that would be the weird thing. You know, that would be the hard part about Zion on the Nuggets is, and he does get hurt. He does get hurt a lot. Like, there's no doubt about that. So I get that, you know.
I mean, I guess
the hesitation there.
I guess I'd rather have Zion than Spencer Jones. I mean, I guess. Although Spencer Jones has been pretty good.
Yeah, he went out hurt tonight too.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
He hurt his right knee.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't think it's like an ACL or anything like that. I think it's just like bump knees or, you know, I don't know. But he did go out and didn't finish the game.
I don't know. I guess I'd talk to everybody, I guess, but Zion doesn't do a lot for me, in all honesty.
Yeah, it would be nice while AG's out.
I guess, but to me, it's just a ticking clock on Zion when he's going to get hurt. Like, I just don't think he has a body to withstand the NBA punishment. He lost a bunch of weight, so that's better, obviously. But I don't know. To me, he's a little undersized for the NBA for what you need. He's inconsistent. He's in, he's out. He's healthy, he's hurt. He's good.
He's fat. He's skinny.
He's fat. He's skinny. He's good for a quarter. He sucks. He disappears. I mean, I don't know, man. I've seen Zion. When was the last time you saw a Zion play where you're like, "Ooh, wow, that's amazing"?
I mean, well, he's been hurt a lot, so not recently. But boy, can you imagine him catching lobs from Nikola Jokic? Like to me, Zion. I hear what you're saying, and I agree. But like, Zion becomes a much better player playing with Nikola Jokic, doesn't he?
I don't know. You probably could convince me. You could probably sell me on Zion at some point. It just, to me, is, you know, So wait, I guess I want to go back with you. Like, what's going on with Giannis then? What's like Windhorst and ESPN saying about Giannis?
Well, they're just saying what we already talked about earlier today on the show. Like nothing's changed on that front. And it's now like, I guess Doc Rivers is like, no, he hasn't asked for a trade. I mean, so I don't know what's going on.
I just looked up ESPN.com. Buck star Giannis Antetokounmpo crumbled to the court with a non-contact injury 3 minutes into the first quarter.
I saw that.
So is he faking that?
Oh, well, I mean, that's what everybody assumed.
That he's just faking it.
Oh, dude, did you see the play?
No, I did not. I'm just.
Oh, here, let me see if I can find it here real quick because I saw it and I'm like,
Okay.
oh boy, yeah, like it was like a non-contact.
Total phony baloney.
Oh, it looked like. Do you remember that clip from the Inside the NBA Crew when they're talking to LeBron and Kevin Durant and they're picking their all-star teammates or whatever?
Yeah.
And they got into James Harden. And LeBron's like, well, he's hurt right now. And Chuck's like, no, he just got traded. He's healthy again. Like, that's how I feel about what's going on with Giannis.
I just saw it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. Oh, yeah, I have it right here.
Well, it's like it's a cramp because
Here, let me play it here real quick.
God,
because it does look pretty
that looks like, come on.
Especially with all the news that's been coming out today. All right, let me play this here real quick.
All right.
This is too good. Of all days for this to happen, if it is legit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is it. Yeah. You just run. Oh no. Like, are you kidding me? Look at this. Just running. He's not even sprinting. He's just jogging, lightly jogging. Oh, my calf. I mean, come on.
This will only get better in New York City.
Yeah. Manhattan is where the rehab place is for my calf.
This will only heal in Madison Square Garden.
The specialist is at MSG. Man, I don't know. Like,
can I see the doctor at the intermission of Hamilton?
Yeah, there you go. I heard he's at Wicked this weekend on Broadway. I don't know, man. Like, it could be legit, but boy, is that horrible timing for him. If that is like a legit,
it's gotta be legit. That's so bad. There's no way it could be faked. That would be ridiculous.
I mean, I don't know. He was lightly jogging.
No, yeah, that's pretty funny.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. It's just interesting timing.
We're on with Nate Kreckman. Like, hey, what do you think about Giannis getting rid of it? You go, I trade everybody. I'm like, oh, all right. No sentimentality with Nate Kreckman, with Mr. Kreckman.
Yeah, we were talking today, like what it would realistically take, and I've seen a lot of people like the Nuggets don't have enough to give Milwaukee. Yes, they do.
They
have enough.
They do. Yeah, they have enough.
They have enough. It's just
they could always do it.
Blow up your team for Giannis. I mean, that's really what they'd have to. You'd have to get rid of Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray, and probably a couple other guys. Like that's what it would take. Are you willing to do that? I'm not willing to do that.
Why would Milwaukee trade him to an Eastern Conference team?
Good question. That's a good question. Well, they're not in contention for a title over the next couple years, especially if they trade Giannis. They're not in contention for at least the next 5, 6, 7 years, right?
All right.
So from their perspective, it's like, well, we're not in the running to win a championship anyways. Just take the best deal. Who cares what conference it is?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess. All right, Dano, good win tonight.
Yep, good stuff. Jamal 52 points. He was awesome. Hopefully he can continue this.
How many 50-point games has he had?
I believe this was his third in the regular season, and then he's had a couple in the playoffs.
Yeah, Bubble Murray.
Yeah.
Third in the regular season, huh?
I think so. I'll have to confirm that, but yes.
I would be curious if the Nuggets have won all 3 of those games because, Yoke is like 1 for 4 or something.
Well, I know they won the 50-point game he had last season. That was at home. I can't remember who they were playing that night. but he had a 50 burger at home last year that they won. And then I think they won the game in the bubble as well.
By the way, the Bucks are winning right now. That's funny. They're beating the Pistons 110 to 108 with 13 seconds left. So this is without Giannis, I guess.
I guess. Unless he's magically healed.
Nope.
All right.
No, that was it.
He's not in.
Nope. So here they are, the Milwaukee Bucks, battling out with Detroit, who's one of the better teams in the NBA. Better record than the Nuggets, 111-108. So that must be at the free throw line. So that's pretty funny, huh? I think they're probably just all sick of each other. You know, he's sick of Milwaukee. They're sick of his crap. I mean, how many of your brothers can we put on the team to make you happy? So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
So, I mean, sometimes things just reach their end. And now all these other teams got to say, you know, what would we do for him? But it's not like Giannis is a young kid or anything anymore. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Look up how old he is.
I mean, you're getting maybe
he's only 30. He's only 30. Same age joke.
So you're getting prime Giannis for another 3 to 5 years, I guess. Maybe. Is that worth giving up?
He might be an old. Well, Dan, he's averaging 30.6. He's averaging 30.6, 10.7, 6.4. I mean, wow.
Yeah, like right now. What's he going to be averaging in 3 years?
Well, I don't know if we care in 3 years. He's probably not on the team in 3 years. I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you do to win this year?
It sounds like you want them to trade for Giannis.
Can't trade D-Mac. You probably could.
For the right price.
D-Mac, your boy D-Mac just gets put on waivers. That's what happens to your boy D-Mac.
You'll clear waivers. Don't worry.
Yeah, I won't get picked. I won't get claimed.
It sounds like you wanted the Nuggets to go all in to get Giannis. Which, by the way,
I don't know. You know what? I'm not basketball savvy enough. There's plenty of people on here that would know the basketball angle of it better than me. It's just like, okay, here's what I need to know from basketball people is what the Nuggets have. Do you honestly believe it's good enough? And I'd like to figure out what the hell the problem is at home. Because that is weird.
A healthy Nuggets team, I personally believe, can absolutely win an NBA championship this season. No doubt in my mind.
All right.
With the team they currently have and the moves they made over the offseason.
I have to go downstairs and watch the end of Survivor with my wife and pretend
that
I like the show.
Okay. All right, man. All right. Thanks for jumping on. See ya.
All right, I'll see you later.
All right, there he goes, D-Mac. Yeah, just, a lot of these are hypotheticals. I get it. Like I said earlier, the chances of the Nuggets, I think, really making any major move is slim to none. I would put it at less than 5%, especially with all the moves they made over the offseason. And then you got to think about matching salaries and all that kind of stuff. I just don't see that happening. But it's fun to talk about. And that D-Mac does ask a good question. Like, do you think this team, as currently constituted, can win an NBA championship? Now, I would say, barring health, assuming they are relatively healthy heading into the playoffs, I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that this team, as currently constructed, can win an NBA championship. I absolutely think they're good enough to do that. I think this team is better than the 2023 team that did win a championship. So I definitely think this team can win an NBA championship. And I'll tell you this too. I don't know how happy Nikola Jokic would be breaking up potentially either or Jamal Murray or Aaron Gordon. So I just don't think it's going to happen. All right, everybody. Appreciate you tuning in. That's going to do it for the postgame show tonight. What a win. What a performance from Jamal Murray tonight. 52 points for the Blue Arrow in a game that we didn't even know if he was going to be playing in, but he shoots 19 of 25 from the field. 10 of 11 from three. Outstanding on an ankle he twisted just 2 nights ago. So hopefully he can continue this play as this 4-game road trip rolls along. We'll be back on Friday night for reaction to Nuggets and Hawks. That game tips off right around 5:30 local time. So should be on the post-game show right around 8 p.m. Make sure to tune in for that. And we will see you then. Thanks for listening to In the Paint right here on Altitude Sports Radio.